also want assurance, okay? They want assurance that I'm not testing out whatever I'm doing. So they'll always go for the people with the most experience. When they to these places and they're always like, no, we need 2 or 3 years. I think then it's a matter of, and it happened to me when I was starting out. I always felt like, I think I can do this better, I can do that. But whenever I go there, I didn't have that experience. But when I looked at it, when I went back and looked at it, I was like, maybe I'm punching too high, okay? Because you're all passionate. You want that work, you want that next MTV Sugar movie, but you haven't done anything, okay? But the people who are bringing that particular thing, the sponsors, they're putting a lot of money and they're like, we want ready-made, okay? But for you, you've already gone to that particular step. What I did after trying, when I was starting out and I was trying to get to different places and all that, and everybody was like, yeah, I think you're good, but where's your experience? Then I went back, like I went down to my level. I started a little bit back, I started maybe doing my own things and just building slowly. You need to have the patience next to God. You need to have a very, high tolerance of disappointment and all that as you're building up. Remember, creativity will always go for what works. Even for right now, where now we have even experience, and I think most of the actors can tell you, they still go to auditions and they have nerves. Yeah, they still go to auditions and they fail auditions. Okay, and having done a lot of things, because maybe at that particular point. And it's good you say that. The particular point when the director is having, or the scriptwriter has already written this movie, they have an idea because maybe they've seen McKenna play another role. So they'll be like, this role will only work with Kevin Hart, or something like that, unless you prove them differently. But it doesn't deter you from doing stuff and trying out. My suggestion is, you've punched too high, but there's nothing wrong with that, because putting yourself out there will bring you those opportunities. But if it's not working, restart it again and still do the same thing. Keep on doing it over and over, and hopefully something will happen to it.
Thank you. Let me just jump in there and just speak to you guys. Everybody who speaks to me about this experience thing, I always ask them, what are you doing to gain experience? You see, this class today may seem to be very, very small and easy and maybe nonsensical to very many of the big actors. But what if an opportunity happens today? What will they say? They'll say, oh, we're not told about it, this and this did not happen, and everything. You're hearing about an opportunity to do a film. It may not be a blockbuster 500 million film, but we're saying we can do something that can put you out there. Now, are you willing to step in and do it? Or are you saying, you know what hawafanya, mi sinid kufanya vitu kama hizo. All right? I just came back as the ambassador from Los Angeles, America. Okay? Why am I here hosting you guys? This is not America. But, guess what? If we need to do an international conference on the creative economy, guess who they'll choose to host it? Why? Because I'm putting myself out where other people are not. So I can easily tell them, no, last week we had a conference with Peter Macon and Enos Olik and Lucille and everybody else, and this is what happened. The biggest problem to Konayo, as Kenyans, as I can switch to French, ni sisi uona sisi tushakuwa mastaa. So hatuwezi fanya kitu ingine. So hata ukiambiwa kuna opportunity, unaona hiyo opportunity siwezi. I've met some of my biggest experiences and biggest breakthroughs because of these small interactions. So yesterday I was with these guys and I was telling them, do not despise the days of humble beginnings, because that's where you connect with the destiny. All right? Quickly, it was not my show, but quickly let me tell you. So how did I get to work at State House? Because they needed an MC. I decided there are many people who have been given this job. I will tell them I'll do it for free. So they said, okay, do it. And I said, when I go on that stage, I will kill it so hard, they cannot call anybody else. I killed it. They did call me for the next one because they had friends there who were giving the job. But the owner of the gig says, where is that guy we had last week? That is the guy I want. So they have to call me. And when they make the call, I ask them the first questions: how much money are you paying? Because I know I now have their attention and they need me. So I show up and I do it, and I do it well. If my wife will tell you guys, if I'm time for working, I'll be the first guy out of the house. I'll be the last guy at the site. I was here yesterday night at 11. I was here today at 7 in the morning. I don't have to. But these are the things I'm doing because nobody else will be here. So what if I met my opportunity, you guys were still asleep? So I go on to work at State House and I'm working and I'm just doing normal jobs. Kutangaza, kwenda home. Kutangaza, kwenda home. And then, second lesson, people must know you for something. Some of you with your friends will have no idea what you're good at. Uko tu. But anywhere I go, I speak about three things. Number one, I speak about God. So I might be the craziest guy on earth, but utasemanga huyu jamaa anapenda nani? Number two, I speak about the creative economy. Anywhere I go. I got the invention thing to come to Kenya. I got the Grammys to come to Kenya. Anywhere I go, the thing you know me for, that guy is a creative. Number three, I speak about opportunities for other people. So what happens when somebody wants to give an opportunity? They will call and ask me, Ted, this and this is happening. Do you know what we can do? The reason I chose for us to go tomorrow to Tao is there's nothing we're getting out of it. Nobody's paying us anything. But trust me, town on Sunday is about to blow up. And when it blows up, you'll remember I told you. I want to be in the middle of it when it's blowing up. Do you know who they'll say brought the explosion? Me. So that is how I think. You want an opportunity? Put yourself in the middle of the opportunity. Nobody is going to call you and nobody owes you anything. Alright? Hata kama ni kubeba tu maji, beba. You never know. The day the president wanted to send somebody to go to the capital of the world for entertainment, he looked around and guess who he saw? He saw everybody else. But huyo jamaa siasa, huyu ni wa ng'ombe, huyu, and then he said, huyu ni jamaa wa creative. That is how I got to go to LA. Not because that I knew him, you what. Many guys know him. So guys, people must know you for something. Let's keep it going. How many more questions? 3. Keep it short so that we can run off. Okay, Micah, my brother is going, but you can go and stand with the mic and give to the next person.
All right, yeah, just before you go, I just wanted to add something, because I think you're just speaking about opportunity, and right now I want to just put this on the table, because we've been discussing this for a long time as Peter has been here. We've been brainstorming what can we do for the creative sector, what's the immediate thing that we can plant. And right now we are looking to create a content bank. What this could mean is, yes, I know Peter has something similar, we've had that discussion, so it's just been partnering with him, but a content bank can allow you to actually train, do your work, do your training. That's what we're doing in the master classes. You're sharpening your skills. What do you do when you're not in a production? What do you do when you're not actually shooting? When you're not casting? What are you doing? Because that's when you're building experience. You don't build experience just by sitting and waiting for opportunity. You start creating that opportunity. And having a content bank allows you to create your own content and post it. You can do all your 50 monologues or whatever it is. Have them there. There's a whole catalog to show your array of skill sets that when people are looking for you, they're not saying, you don't have to come and tell them, I know how to do this. They can just watch. Because saying you know how to do this, I'll shadow you, it's hard to believe that. But if you have a year's worth of content in some bank somewhere, and it's categorized based on industry, nurse content, so when people are looking for talent, it's right there. They can see that you have 3 years experience because you've been posting for 3 years. And maybe add on that content platform is a way for us as peers to vote on what type of content is interesting, to vote, or rather even to critique. There could be a private space where you can say, I want my skill set critiqued so that I can grow, so that I can learn. You don't have to go and wait. Peter can critique you from Hollywood, right?
Well, yeah, but I live in Atlanta. But
He
yeah,
can critique you from LA. Right. So if we have a content bank, then we can get stakeholders or partners from outside, from all around the world, to help you upscale your skill set. But then again, if we create the content bank and then you're not creating the content, you're losing the opportunity. So right now I can tell you that's something that we're working on as partners all here. Amref, Abanaverse, Yora, we want to make sure that we are providing for you the platform where you can access the opportunity when it comes. So you're always staying ready, so you don't have to get ready. Peter likes saying that. Yep. Cheers.
Yo, and I also, just one little quick thing, something that you were saying, you have to have the skin of a shark or a rhinoceros or a Tyrannosaurus Rex or something. You have to have a formidable skin and not internalize and take things personally, but then you also have to have the heart of a child, of curiosity, of love, of wonder, of not being pessimistic, not, letting the frustration. So I like that duality is also something that you have to just have, because it's not personal. When you there's a lot of, I don't call it rejection, I just call it, you're just not that right person for that right thing. Doesn't mean that there are not a myriad of other things that you're right for, so you just gotta keep it moving. But when this bounces off of you, but you still don't, because a lot of people get very pessimistic and entitled and angry, and I understand that, but that's not gonna, that's not gonna help. It's not gonna serve you. You gotta stay open here. But I call it unfuckwittable. Forget my French, but it's you're not getting in, because this is gonna stay good. Unborgable? Okay.
Unborgable.
Does that mean, boy? Okay, you're right. Okay, yeah. Psst. But I love you.
Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Malik, founder of KGL Plus Media. So I have a question. We co-created a web series by my friend from Reverb. It was called Pangs of Nairobi. We called it PON. So when we co-created Pangs of Nairobi, we faced a lot of challenges. One, we got banned in all social media. We started YouTube. So from YouTube, we got banned. Then we went to Instagram. So on Instagram, we also got banned. We tried a bit of TikTok. Again, we got banned. So when I was checking, the reason why we got banned is people were saying that it was too exotic. And I'm a lover of African film. I've watched most of film from Nigeria and South Africa. And most of if you watch South Africa, they are so real with their, let me say, sex scenes. So if you are a fan of Pangs of Nairobi, if you tend to watch it, I think you understand what I mean. And my question is, as a country, are we there yet? Are we all? What was the movie about? The movie was about the relationship, love story, and sex life of Nairobi girls. Unasikia kuna kitu tunasema kuonyeshwa dust, si ndio? Vumbi is constant. So yeah, we're just telling how people go crazy about their sexual life right now in Nairobi, and it's crazy. I think it's something that we don't talk about it, and in our industry, nobody has gone that extent. Single Kiasi tried to do it, but we went too extreme for it, and we wanted to show it how it is. We got inspiration from South Africa, and when we did it, I think we had to bring first season down. And we halted it for some reasons. And after we halted it, we are still thinking about, can we bring it back? But we got banned everywhere, so we are. And when we approached some of the distribution companies, they were like, hey, as a country, we are not there yet. So my question is, how long should we wait? Or should we continue doing the dramas, movies, we keep doing the love stories, we keep doing, can we do something different?
Okay. It's so comical. I wanted to ask, first of all, where is it available right now? Which platform has accepted it? It was banned. I think there's a platform for you. But anyway, let me not say a victim, being part of doing projects that have been banned. One of my first ever banned project was Nishike by South Soul. Yeah. Even when I was doing Ivo Ivo by Octopizo and all that, all those, I was doing a lot of music videos when I was starting out. But for me, my approach was always when you're creating those videos, educating, then I'm also entertaining. So, and I kind of came to realize there needs to be a balance with that. Yeah, I was not just necessarily doing something so that I can get it banned. And actually, Nishike, after it was banned, that's when it shoot. Yeah, that's when it just went all over Africa. And I think from that particular video, it made me realize that I can actually travel. I traveled to I think half of the countries in Africa shooting videos just from that particular video. But there was a market which understood it. There's a market which was educated by it. There's a market which was entertained by it, but there was a balance between that. So I think for you guys, what I can say, find that balance, okay? If one platform is refusing, and we are a liberal country, and we are mostly like a liberal world, and the platforms are very liberal in terms of, I don't think your content is the worst content that's on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, yeah? But if you feel like maybe every single platform, and these are different people, they keep on bringing it down, then you have haters, first of all. Secondly, try and rework it in a way. I think change your approach again. Maybe still educate the same way. You don't need to go too extreme, because now it will be flagged as something of different, like maybe Twitter or something, X. Or you can work it and make it, educate first, but then build on it as you keep on going. Because I think maybe you have as Ted asked, and I think that's the first thing should come from your mouth, our show is about this and this and this. The first thing that is coming from your mouth is, we got banned, yeah? So everybody is, okay, why? Then I think if you approach it in that way, then you can build it slowly and also just leverage as how the world is going, yeah? And I think you get your platform. Yeah.
My name is Naomi Mboro. I'm an actor and film and TV producer. My question is mostly to Enos. One, cheat code to pitching. My God, the nerves. I've done a couple of films and TV shows and a series, but I still find myself really failing when it comes to pitching and losing out on good deals because I'm not able to pitch properly. So do you have a cheat code, or what would I need to know to be able to pitch properly? Two, paper to screen. So I have, say for example, I'm working on something, I have a script, I have a ready pitch, I have a pitch deck, but I'm not able to translate all of that material to screen yet because I probably don't have the resources or finances, or I don't have the proper collaborations. How do I pick out good collaborators? I've suffered in the hands of, I remember Enos did my first grading for my first show, my first short film, Napunyi. It's a film on Robert Wangila boxing. But how do I pick out good collaborators? Because the danger in our industry is that people will say that you're misusing and that you have money and you do not want to pay them as a producer. Yeah, so those two questions.
I'll try and be quick with answers. The cheat code for pitching, I don't think there's any particular way. Just talk about my experiences. I don't know if I'll sound lazy, but I use a lot of AI nowadays, yeah? When I'm trying to create a pitch deck and all that. And also it's just based, and what that AI is doing is culminating everything based on research. For example, if I'm pitching for a drama series and I go and get the help of AI, I'm trying to do a drama pitch, it's about this, and it gives me, everybody has ideas. And most of the time when you go to pitch, you're like, I have this idea, I have this nice comedy show, I want to go and take it to the station, and you go there and they tell you, nah, we're not interested, we want telenovelas and all that. And they suffered a lot because I always had like a lot of ideas, and I was always just going to pitch, and none of them were working. Yeah, and I even pitched for a show that I think a year later, I was just called and told, hey, this show that you pitched a year ago, we like it. And I was like, ooh, work finally. Then they told me, no, but you just want to buy the idea. And they gave it to somebody else. And it's actually a very big show that happened. But for me, I was like, it kind of showed me like, maybe I have some nice ideas. So the approach that I did was, now I stopped pitching my own products and all that. I went to the stations and I was like, what do you guys want for the moment? And they were like, we want a magazine show about artists performing on stage. I was like, not something I would do, but I ended up doing them, okay? And I did a couple of them. So, but because I did them well, yeah, whenever an opportunity rose later on, I was always getting maybe not first priority, but I'll get like in an advance like query, like would you like to pitch for this particular thing? And then ended up most of the stuff I've done, if it's shows, film, and all that, 90% are not even my ideas. Yeah. Throughout that, I only made like one of them was my idea. Okay. So what I can always say is change approach. Get to what they want at the moment first. And now when you gain their trust now, then maybe slightly here and then you can try and pitch your show. About getting good collaborators it's a hard one, but yes, it's a hard one. Personally, I'm very big with training. Okay, I'm very big with sharing knowledge. I do that a lot with like Canon. And a couple of other companies where I just go, even for Safaricom, I was with them for about 2 years, just going all over the country, teaching people based on what I know. And even my team that I have around me, most of them are product of that, where they came and I taught them what I knew, and some of them came and ran away with that. So now when I get to new projects that I'm doing, I don't need to struggle about maybe trying to look for collaborators and all that, because I've already created a family that already we work together and all that. So that's what I can suggest. Get the people, you have the knowledge, get the people that you can, even if it's your sister, your brother, or whoever, teach them. I think share that knowledge, then it becomes easier now when you're doing stuff and you're having people who are a little bit skilled or even skilled for that particular work, and it makes it easy.
It's the beautiful nepotism. Yeah, I mean, because everybody that I know, that I've worked with, they have their teams. Like whether it's stage or film or TV, or they have their lighting designer that they always work with, they have their sound designer that they always work with, they have their DP that they always work with, they have their editor that they always work with, they have the casting director they always work with. So you have the makings of your production company, because people don't want to waste time. They only work with because time is money, and they only want to deal. They don't want to take any risks. Like meaning, like I don't want to try this new person and they mess up my whole thing because like they weren't vetted or whatever. Like you move like almost like a crew. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody that I know that's like Oliver Stone, like Seth MacFarlane, like, Liesl Tommy, who's like a director, like she does stage and screen, she's from Cape Town. Same for years, because you have a working vocabulary with these people and you want to get it done. So we're in this building phase now, which is, I feel like we all have in here now, and the makings, the ground levels of production companies and people that you know and you work with and you trust from this level. So when you blow up 10, 15 years from now, or 10 years, 5 years, like you know that you're doing business with people who you can trust, and that's so important.
Maybe. Sorry. Just lastly to add, just to that. Sorry, Brian. And I see a lot of familiar faces here. I've done a lot of like even free work, yeah, and also helped a lot of people. Anytime somebody has something and they come to me, I'm always the first one to try and help out, yeah, in any way that I can, even if it's giving out my gears and my equipment and all that. And I believe we should do that, because now when it reaches a point where you need people, it becomes easier because you've given them, like they owe you favors and all that, and it becomes easier for that. Yeah. So just, I think, insert yourself. If you see anything, I'm always seeing something happening and I'm inserting myself in that. I'm like, we'll do the grading for you. We can give you maybe one equipment and all that, because I know the industry is very small and later on we'll just need each other. So let's just work together and collaborate.
Hi, I am Brian Fura. My question goes to Peter. As an actor, and I think most actors in here know, the toughest part of getting a role is the auditioning process. So I'd love to know what your auditioning process is, and once you actually get on set, how